Hi, my name is Hallie Howes. I grew up in Portland, Oregon my whole life, and I started running a samples department around the age of 18 and really found my love for design and really wanted to add some knowledge and really learn how to design a home. So I just finished the first 12 weeks of fundamentals, and my favorite part was really the field visits and really meeting professionals in the industry and being able to kind of pick their brain on Thursdays and really immersing myself in that world and finding out how much I truly love the world of design. I feel like I really learned how to push my design knowledge in the sense of like patterns and colors. I tend to be a person that leans towards blacks, whites, tans, and it scares me to go outside of those elements, but I really learned to love and appreciate all of the different patterns and ways that you can design a home, and being able to try those out throughout school as well. I really loved being able to just push myself out of my comfort zone. I feel like the workload took a lot of discipline and really teaching yourself to stay on top of things and making a schedule for yourself. As long as I stuck to my schedule, then I stayed really on top of my schoolwork. But as soon as I would get behind on one, it starts to really pile up. So really teaching yourself to be super disciplined is a lot that I learned during this first 12 weeks as well. I made sure that I did a lot of work outside of school, and the days that I needed to stay after school, I stayed, because you're able to come into the studio whenever you want and you can stay for as long as you need to. So it was really interesting to teach myself that discipline of staying on top of things and really making sure that I was getting as much out of it as I could. So doing the hand renderings was one of the most intimidating parts to me, because I took a lot of art classes in high school and didn't love them. I'm more of a photography type art girl, and it was really intimidating to do the hand renderings, but as you really practice every day and get super comfortable with it, it becomes super natural. In the very beginning, it took me hours to do anything, but by the end, I got super quick and was able to just really sketch something up super fast when I needed to.
I'm Madeline. I'm from the Dallas area. I did go off to college. I went to Louisiana Tech, got a communications degree, decided that really wasn't for me, and so I ended up here, back at Heritage, and it's just been a wonderful experience. I've loved every minute of it. I'd say my favorite part of Heritage would be the hands-on aspect of everything within the studio and the instructor, and our days where we got on the field on Thursdays have really made it such a more inviting and educational experience. I'd say I kind of surprised myself with the hand drawing. I knew like I wasn't like awful at drawing, but I didn't realize I could be like, oh, make that look so realistic, I guess. Like if it was a chair, if it was a kitchen. I was kind of like, whoa, this is a little bit easier than I thought, but you can still like learn so much. And just from 4 weeks of drawing, I like got so much better and really saw my progression through that. It might be a scary jump, just you don't know how it's gonna go. You're spending some money and it could be a harder decision, but it's just been such a good decision and I've loved every minute of it.
My name is Aiden Glasgow. I have been interested in interior design basically my whole life. I come from a very creative family who grew up loving art, so I focused on art classes and really honed in my artistic abilities and skills and would like to represent them out in the real world. Before Heritage, I was never in any design program. My mom's best friend works at an interior design firm, and I had always expressed interest in that sort of thing and was wondering how I could be connected into that community. My favorite part was definitely the field visits every Thursday. Those were really nice to be able to see and experience how being in the industry really is, the different works that you can do and the different types of jobs you can have. There's a lot of different options out there, and I think it's really great to be able to see it firsthand. The thing I was most surprised about was honestly being able to draw in perspective. I knew I could draw, but I didn't think it would be to that ability, and how quickly I was able to grow my skills and master drawing in that way. After being in the program for 12 weeks, I really do enjoy making renderings, hand renderings, and working in AutoCAD. I would definitely look for firms that offer those sorts of positions, maybe being a block creator for AutoCAD, rendering, and hand sketching spaces for clients. The instructor was very great. I think her optimism and her experience in the field was really insightful and very helpful. She made us feel warm and welcome, and we really enjoyed coming to school every day to be with her and to talk with her. She's very supportive and opening with us, so I think we were able to form a really good connection that way.
Hi, I'm Amanda, and I am from Southern California originally. I went to school at Texas Christian University. I majored in advertising and then worked at an advertising agency for a few years out of school. I've always been really drawn to interior design, and so after working for a few years, I decided to kind of change career paths. And so did some research online, was looking for schools, and I came and found Heritage, came and did a tour here and met all the wonderful people that work here. And then just signed up a few weeks later. And so I started a few weeks ago and just finished up my first term here. I have a few favorite parts of my fundamentals program. My favorite part was seeing our final project come to fruition. So I remember our instructor showed us the final project on probably the first week of school. And I was like, there is no way we're gonna be able to do any of that. It just seemed like too much. But throughout the term, we've been working on it, and it's so awesome to finally just see it come to the final result. It's definitely a lot that goes into it, but it's incredible to take all the knowledge that I've learned from all my instructors the past few weeks and put it into this great final presentation that I'll get to use in my portfolio when applying to jobs. Kristen, my fundamentals instructor, was so incredible, and I could not have asked for a better instructor. She has so much experience in the industry, working at different jobs, and all that experience that she was able to bring in the classroom was just so valuable to us. She also spent so much one-on-one time with us, which was so appreciated. I literally did not know how much I would learn throughout this course, but she was so invested in all of our projects and really just made everything so applicable to each of us and made learning so much fun as well. If someone is looking at Heritage, I would say definitely sign up and start taking classes. It has been so amazing and have learned more than I could ever think. I think one thing that is so valuable about this program in the fundamentals classes are Thursday visits. So Kim takes us to about 3 or 4 different either showrooms or fabricators, or has some of her friends in the industry come and talk to us. And I just think that's so uncommon and really such a great value that she brings to this program. And when I tell people that that's what we do on our Thursdays, they're always blown away. And I don't think that you get that experience at a lot of other places. So it's been awesome to make those connections in the industry and just see all the different options that are out there. Transitioning from working in a career full-time to coming to Heritage was definitely adjustment going back to school again. I think in this program, you can kind of almost get out as much as you put into it. So I definitely spent a lot of time after school working on my projects, but all that time I put in, I know is just gonna make my portfolio better in the end. So I think you can kind of get what you want out of it, but I had an internship while I was doing school, and I was able to manage both of those. In some weeks, school I definitely spent more time on versus didn't, and I was still able to have a few trips in between. So you can kind of manage it week by week for sure. I think there was so many aspects of this program that were surprising to me. I had always been interested in interior design and talked to a few people in the industry and knew that this career aligned with a lot of my interests and what I'm passionate about. But Starting day one, I think we just learned so much more than I ever thought was possible, and there's so much more that goes into interior design than I thought. And I'm happy to say that now I know what goes into it, and just learned so many different aspects from like space planning and demo plans, and definitely learned a lot more technical skills than I thought I would have learned in just such a short amount of time. So I'm really grateful for those technical skills, and I know I'll use them in my future career.
Hi, I'm Kristen Smith. I teach the fundamentals class here, the Revit class, as well as the final capstone portfolio class. I got my Bachelor of Science in Interior Architecture and Design from Florida State University, and then moved out to Dallas for work in the commercial field shortly after. So I worked in the residential field in Naples, Florida for 4 to 5 years while I went to school. Then when I graduated, I chose to pursue the commercial route, focusing on educational design at first, and then moved into workplace design headquarters like Keurig Dr. Pepper and other big companies that are headquartered here in Dallas. I wanted a change in pace in life and decided to come to HSID to teach. And something that surprised me was how well-rounded the curriculum is. Coming from a 4-year educational program, I wasn't sure the curriculum here at HSID would be able to cover as much as I learned in my 4 years. I was happily surprised to find out the program covers that and more, I've actually found, just at a very accelerated pace. So instead of a 2-hour class, the students start out the program with full day classes where they just learn everything I learned at a very fast pace. I'm amazed at how much they're able to absorb. We just finished their final presentations and I'm blown away. They were spectacular. And when Kim was leading off the list of items that were required for the final project, it just blew my mind again how much they did in such a short time and how amazing their presentations look. I teach the Fundamentals of Interior Design class here, as well as some other classes throughout the program. So the students begin with me, and then they also end the program with me when we take all of the work they've put together throughout the program and put it together in a professional portfolio book that they can present to potential employers. We work on interview skills and really get them ready for a professional career field. The thing about Fundamentals of Interior Design is you don't have to have even an idea of what being an interior designer fully means. You need to have a passion and creative spirit and the desire to succeed. But we start week 1 with what is an interior designer? What does that mean? And then it builds over 12 weeks to actually very technical and complicated skills that I think sometimes surprise the students how in-depth interior design truly is. Much like the career of interior design, this program truly mimics that fast-paced lifestyle that this career field is. It balances creative and technical skills. The students who come here probably have a good idea of what design is. They even may have a natural eye for it, but we'll build their skills from a computer standpoint, so 3D modeling and rendering, all the way through to how to manage a business, how to own your own firm. The workload here is heavy, it's fast-paced, but if you truly have a passion for design, you can get through it and you'll get into the field sooner, gaining that really valuable experience of working underneath a professional interior designer.